And when I found this particular method that I'm currently using, it was like a complete game changer for me. Because what else am I gonna do but break out? This now we're getting juicy. Automatically led me to what was coming next. Hey girl, hey, it's me, Amber D, and thank you so much for coming through for another video. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Alright girl, so as you saw, I am just finishing up with my nail appointment, getting my January nails, got my Christmas nails removed, and got a little nail refresh for 2025. I actually got my acrylic completely soaked off and got a whole new set, so this is what we are going into the new year with. I absolutely love. Per usual, if you have been here for a minute, you know every time I come and get my nails done by Anna, I absolutely love it. I find a design and it has like a design on the picture that I bring her will have a design on all 10 nails, like usually something different on all 10 nails, and I'll have like just this one that I just on one nail. That's just how I prefer my nails, but I went shorter this time and I absolutely love it. I love the length, I love the long almond nails, but I think for me personally, I think the medium almond nails are going to be my signature length going forward. I love the almond shape. I think it suits my nails. I think it suits my hand shape, and I want to stick with this shape, and I think this length is going to be good. Every time my nails grow out, like when I come back in 4 or 5 weeks to get my nails done, because I only get my nails done once a month, so when I come back next time, like every time I would come back, she would always ask me, do you want them cut down? Because she thinks the longer nails look good on me. She likes doing longer nails. And I love the longer nails, but like I said, I think I'm just best equipped for medium-sized nails. I'm too clumsy. Those long nails that I just got cut down, I was banging them into everything, and every time I banged them into something, I was like, I was just kind of worried that I broke one, and I didn't, thank God. So these are all my nails with just the acrylic on top, and I think I'm gonna stick with this length. But I don't really have much else left on today's agenda. I did start taking down Christmas decorations yesterday. I didn't finish. The only thing I still need to take down is the actual Christmas tree, and the ornaments, of course, everything that's on the tree, and then the garland and stuff that I have hanging in our archways, which none of which should take too long, especially since I did everything else yesterday. I was possibly going to meet Husband for lunch. I texted him to see because he was working out, and then I'm getting some bowling practice in today, and it took me longer at my nail appointment than I thought it was. So I thought maybe I'd have time to meet him for lunch, but I think he's still bowling. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and head on home and find something to eat there and finish taking down the Christmas decorations. Hey girl, so I'm just finishing up working on today's chapter, and I have literally fallen in love with the whole writing process. And as someone who's always loved to write and who has always wanted to write a story, a novel, and who struggled with it at first, I mean, the fact that I love this so much now is, once upon a time, I never thought I would be here, and this is like a dream come true for me now, to be able to know that I have written and finished a book. I've written and finished a second book, working on my third, This is, I mean, like I said, I started and stopped so many times, I had almost just kind of given up. And when I found this particular method that I'm currently using, it was like a complete game changer for me. So over the summer, when I decided to try writing again, I did a lot of research on different types of ways to outline and structure a novel, a romance novel specifically, but I just found information for structuring a novel and how to write your outline. After looking into different ones, I decided on the 3-act method, and each act is separated into 9 chapters for a total of 27 chapters, and it literally takes you through the whole book. So when I have my story idea, I bring up my outline, my template, if you will, and it tells you the specific purpose for each chapter to get your story moving from start to finish, from the introduction to the peak to the climax to the resolution. So each act takes you through 9 chapters, and like I said, each chapter has a very specific purpose on how to move your story forward. So for Act 1, the first 9 chapters, Chapter 1 is your introductions, Chapter 2 is your enticing incident, and then 3 is your fallout, your reaction/rebel, the action, consequence, pressure, plot twist, and push. Those are your first 9 chapters. And once you finish those first 9 chapters, you have just completed your first act. And then going on to Act 2, those 9 chapters are the new world, fun and games, juxtaposition, which is a new word for me. I didn't know what that meant. I had never even seen that word until I started doing my research and looking into this particular method. So I did my research on the word juxtaposition, and I looked it up, and it literally just means they're placing 2 things side by side as to highlight their differences. Writers use it for a rhetoric effect. So in layman's terms, it just means when you, like, if, for example, if you were to put somebody rich and somebody poor in the same storyline, or like light and darkness, like 2 opposite things to highlight their differences. That's what you want to do in the chapter for juxtaposition, which is chapter 12. Moving right along to the build up, the midpoint, the reversal. This, now we're getting juicy. And then the consequence, the trials, and the dedication. Once you get through those 9 chapters, now you've completed Act 2. And then Act 3, the final act, we have the calm before the storm, plot twist number 2, the darkest moment, power within, your action/rally, and the converge, the battle, the climax, and the resolution. So all of that is in Act 3. And if you think about it, for me, who, as someone who loves books, but as someone who also loves movies, I'm really a movie buff. When I saw it broken down this way, I thought about how movies are broken down the same way. Maybe not necessarily this 3-act, 9 chapter per act type of situation, but it's ultimately the same. How books and stories are the same, but obviously you see a lot of books that are turned into movies, but they start off with the introductions and the enticing moment and so on and so forth. But seeing it broken down this way, and then applying my story to these particular instructions, like the outline for my story. So when I go through, and this is just kind of like my notebook that I have all of my story ideas from my very first late night vibes. I have like all 27 chapters, just like a little 1-sentence description of what that chapter is based on how it's broken down here in this method. So for Act 1, introductions, I have a 1-sentence, for my first book with Late Night Vibes, Arnaya Darnell, 28 years old, meets Malcolm Blackwood, 30 years old, like just your introductions. And then the enticing moment, I just have a 1-sentence breakdown of what that chapter is going to be. And so once I was able to do this from chapter 1 to chapter 27, I was literally able to see how my story started all the way through to how my story finished. And before I did this, like even in my mind, just having a good idea for a story, I still hadn't worked through all the different plot twists and how everything was going to come to an end. I hadn't worked through all of that until I put everything down in an actual outline. And then my story started to make sense from beginning to end. So when I was going to actually work on each chapter, all I had to do was focus on just that one chapter, just the purpose of just that one chapter, and then it automatically led me to what was coming next. So it was just so much easier to get to the finish line with this particular structure of my book. There are so many different other methods that you can do. You don't have to do the 3-act structure. If you do the 3-act structure, you don't have to separate it into 9 chapters per act. You can do, there's different options. There's lots of different options for you when it comes to structuring a book, coming up with an outline. I mean, like I said, since summer of last year, I have started and finished 2 books, and I'm currently working on my 3rd, and it just makes the process so much easier and enjoyable for me. So I hope that helps. If you are, struggling to finish a book that you've started, or struggling to see the process through, this really helped me. If you decide to try it, please let me know. But this is what has helped me become addicted to the writing process, and I am forever grateful for doing my research and finding something that works for me. This may not work for you. You may find something else that works for you, but finding something that works for you, I feel like, is the key to being able to bring any goal to fruition. And if we're being real, I mean, my goal was to write and start a book, but if your goal is to run a marathon, you have to be able to break that down from start to finish. So finding a method that works for you is going to be key. So it is about mid-morning right now, and I just made myself like a little breakfast snack, I guess you want to call it, like a mid-morning snack. But I made myself an iced coffee, and I made it with collagen powder, as you saw. Before I was trying the protein powder, and I tried the plant-based protein powder because I know regular protein powder is typically made with milk, and too much dairy breaks me out. So I was trying to be proactive, and I got the I got the plant-based protein powder. This is the one I was trying. It's the PB2 almond protein with Madagascar vanilla. And I really, really, really like it. It also has prebiotic fiber, 0 sugar added, and it's 20 grams of protein for 1 scoop. But when I was using it, the first time I used it, I was like, this is 1 full scoop is a bit much. It made my iced coffee thick like a smoothie, but going forward, I kind of use like less than a scoop, like more than half, but less than a scoop. And I got my recipe right, and I loved it. And I was having like this in my iced coffee every morning. And then I started breaking out, because what else am I gonna do but break out? So I stopped using it. I went down. Instead of using it every day, I was using it just like 2 or 3 mornings a week in my iced coffee, just to get the extra protein in. And I was still breaking out, and I could tell that I was breaking out after, like, on the day that I used it, and then on the days in between that I wasn't adding it to my iced coffee, the breakouts were going away and no new ones were popping up. And then as soon as I had this in my iced coffee again, more breakouts would pop up. Like, I had like one right here on either side. I had a little bit going on my forehead. These right here are like the last one that are going away right now. But I haven't had any more of this since last week, like end of last week, and these popped up like the day after I had some. So I haven't had any more since, and I'm pretty sure it's the soy in here. Um, I don't think it has a lot, but it has enough to where it's irritating my skin. But I digress. In an effort to still get some protein in the morning, as you saw, I made myself like a little boiled egg, and I added some Cajun seasoning on there. And I'll have, a boiled egg in the morning because, like even when I'm hungry in the morning, like earlier in the morning, I'm not ready to eat. I can have like a smoothie or iced coffee or something like that. Which is why I've been trying to add something to my iced coffee to give myself a little more protein in the morning when I'm not ready to eat. So in doing my research to see what I could sub for protein powder, I came across collagen, and I looked up different ones, and this is the one I decided to try. This is the HEB brand. One scoop is 10 grams of collagen, and it's also 19 grams of protein. So there we go. And then it also has 50 milligrams of calcium and has a whole slew of other things in it. So hopefully nothing in here breaks me out. I've had collagen in hair, skin, and nail vitamin before. That was years ago. I haven't taken any of those vitamins before, but since collagen is an ingredient that's in those type of supplements that are supposed to help with your skin, I'm hoping that this doesn't break me out. And then also, in addition to the the good side effects hopefully to my skin from the collagen, and then also with the protein, collagen is also good for your ligaments and joints. So as somebody who bones crack on a very regular basis, hopefully this may help out a little bit, but we shall see. But also, I know you saw that I had my pole session this morning, so I'm really proud of myself. That's my first pole session of the year. And in addition to that, I've also been stretching every day. I've been stretching every day since Saturday, December 28th. Yeah. So that's 11 days. I've stretched for 11 days straight, and I can feel how good my body feels. My body feels a lot less tight. My muscles feel more relaxed, not so stiff, really good. And so today's post session, as you can see, I didn't even have the courage to get undressed because, girl, it is cold as balls outside. It's like 30 degrees outside. I know it's not 30 degrees inside, but I just couldn't bring myself to put on pole clothes, which is usually like a small little sports bra or like a tiny little crop top and some booty shorts. And I just couldn't do that today. So I stayed fully clothed, and I did very much a level 1 pole session today, just some level 1 moves that don't really require a lot of skin to pole contact. So I was good there. But normally, like in the past when it's been a little bit that I, since in between my pole sessions and when I get that, that first time getting back on the pole, about 24 hours later, I can feel my muscles feeling really tight and stiff and sore. And that's because I'm not stretching on a regular basis. But this time going into it where I have stretched for the past 11 days, including today, and then having a very simple, easy pole session, I feel like I'm going to feel really good tomorrow. And my goal going forward is to stretch. I know I'm not going to be able to stretch every single morning just because of my schedule, but my goal is to stretch at least 3 to 4 mornings a week and to have one pole session a week to get my body used to moving on a regular basis again. And then when it warms up outside, which should be March, April, so in a few months, I'll get back on my skates again, and I'll try to do like a skating session outside at least twice a month. So I feel like that's a good plan to kind of ease myself back into moving every day or moving on a more regular basis, and to just kind of get my body feeling good again. Because I don't feel like my body feels bad, but I feel like I could definitely feel better. So that's the plan. And I have my collagen iced coffee. I actually don't taste it at all. It does say it's unflavored. So as promised, it is very much unflavored. But even though this one, it very much gave like a peanut butter taste to my creamer, which is the coffee cake creamer, which I absolutely love. And somehow those flavors meshed well together, and I really love the flavor. This one doesn't add any flavor at all, which I'm fine because, again, I do love that creamer. But this one did make my coffee thicker. Like I said, more like a smoothie. I don't feel any difference in consistency with this collagen powder mixed in. It's not thicker, it's not smoothie-like, but hopefully with the collagen in there, I'm getting the benefits of the collagen without getting any type of breakouts. But of course, I will let you know. But other than that, girl, I really don't have much to do today. It is Tuesday, so later in the day, we'll go to husband's bowling match, but it is super, super cold, and it's only going to be getting colder. Tomorrow, it's going to be even colder than today. Thursday, it's going to be even colder than Wednesday, and it's going to be a lot of rain. Well, it's just a lot of precipitation. And with the temperatures, what they're estimating them to be, we're probably going to be getting icy, snowy weather. And you know, in my parts of Texas, the bottom half of Texas, we don't get weather like that very often. In northern Texas, like in Dallas area, going up towards Oklahoma, they get snow on a much more regular basis, so they are better equipped to handle it up north. In North Texas, my part of Texas, when we get even the threat of ice, the whole city shuts down. So I put in a curbside grocery order and a Walmart order to pick it up early. Normally we would do it on Friday, but because of the bad weather coming, I don't want to wait till Friday because I know the shelves are going to be bare and I'm not going to get anything. But also, since we're both off on Thursday, me and husband, we're both off on Thursday. We're going to do like a little mini snowed in vacation. And we're both actually really looking forward to it, to have a kind of crazy, ugly weather outside and both just be home, being able to cuddle and snuggle together on the couch. So we're both kind of excited about it. And then we'll see what happens on Friday, because it might be a little more going over on Friday. Husband's off on Friday anyway. I'm scheduled to work, but we'll see. But other than going to pick up our grocery orders and stuff, that's it for me for the rest of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.